Well, Georgia Tech and Middle Tennessee State are going to play this Saturday at 12 noon, and our player visit this week is with Adam Gotsis, who is from Abbotsford, Victoria, Australia, right?
That's it.
I get all of it right?
That's right.
Okay, we got a lot of ground to cover here with you. How do you get from Australia to Atlanta playing college football? Because this is not the normal journey of playing, football as a kid and growing up and playing in high school and so forth, right? I mean, there's got to be a story here.
Yeah, well, pretty much played a whole bunch of AFL and basketball back home, so Aussie rules.
Right.
And then kind of got a bit tired of those sports, so I wanted to start playing like rugby league or union. And me and Mum were just looking on like Google just for local clubs, and we saw like a flyer just for like American football. So me and my brother thought we'll go try it out. And the junior competition back home is from under 14s to under 18, so open age, like in between there. And so my brother was 17, I was 13, so we both went down to play in the same team. And just kind of fit in straight away because of my size.
Mm-hmm.
And then as like the years slowly got on, started to get a bit better and better. Started to get recognised by a few coaches like that were heavily invested in the sport back home. And then started competing at like a national level, international level, and then slowly started making my way over to the States and talking to schools.
All right. Obviously, your recruiting process is going to be a little different than the normal recruiting process. But I want to go back to playing Aussie rules and rugby.
Yep.
Because I think in this country we get just a taste of what it's like, whether it was Aussie rules on ESPN back in the day or even rugby here and there. What is the carryover from Aussie rules and rugby to American football?
Well, I never really played rugby
per se,
so
right.
I just like mucked around with it with friends and stuff like that. But with Aussie rules, I mean, it's a lot of guys on a big field, so it's like 18 players a side, so there's 36 on the field at once.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about 200 metres long the field and about 150 metres wide, so a big oval. And pretty much being a big guy, you got to be agile, you got to be quick, you got to have good hands, good eye-hand coordination, eye-foot coordination. So, and you got to be able to run, so you got to be pretty fit. The game goes for about 2 hours, 25-minute quarters. So that's just constant, like no breaks, no timeouts, just 20-minute quarter. You have about a 5-minute break, 20-minute quarter, 5-minute break. So
When you started playing American football in Australia, did the pads hinder you? Because Aussie rules, there's not really pads.
No, there's no pads.
I mean, wearing a helmet, putting pads on for the first time, I mean, was it kind of bizarre?
I was more just like afraid, like, because I was 13 and going up against 18-year-olds, so they had 5 years on me, they'd already been playing. So I was kind of afraid, like, I wasn't sure, like, if I get hit, and everyone's like, tells you to keep your head up and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to put my head down and, get hit or anything. So it was, just a bit more fear. But then once you get that first hit out the way, or you get, hit and you realise that everything's going to be okay, you kind of just like be free and you don't really notice them. Like I don't even notice kind of wearing them now, but like when I first started, I was like, I hated wearing them because I just felt so heavy, so slow.
Right. Now, when the recruiting process starts, you said there were some coaches over there who were working with guys who were basically high school guys, and you were playing American football in Australia. How does Georgia Tech get into this? Because it seems like Australia, football player, this is major college football. How did that happen?
So I had this guy named Paul Manera who coaches with, I think it's the Bondi Raiders back home they're called, and he played at Hawaii back in like the 80s, I think it was, when Coach Johnson coached there. So he played under Coach Johnson. He was an offensive tackle, and he kind of, I was doing a bit of work with him. He's from Sydney, so I was up in Sydney for a little bit just doing some work with him, just like drills, like footwork drills and stuff like that, and running and things like, and learning how to lift and stuff. And then he got in contact. I think Coach Johnson was asking him about if there was any players down there that had any potential. He kind of mentioned me, and then sent over some film, asked me to do some type of some exercises and stuff, see if I could do them and stuff, and if I was agile or quick enough. And they must have liked what they saw, and they ended up recruiting me. So
Adam, when you start to play, and obviously you've played early, I think to the surprise of a lot of people, Why do you think you've played early? Because of the quickness and the agility and all those things you talked about? Have you just been able to take to this a lot quicker than maybe even you thought?
I think just from transitioning at such a quick speed, and like I think I've just been able to adapt to the training schedule and things like that a lot easier. So I think I've actually picked up the whole concept that they're trying to get in on the defense a lot quicker than the other freshmen or a few of the other guys. So maybe that's it. I'm not too sure, but I think also I'm not sure if it might be a bit more mature. But yeah, I just picked it up pretty quick, I felt, and yeah, I started getting rotated in a bit and must have impressed him somehow or shown something. So
we were talking about your friends and your folks. Yeah. How do they see you play? They don't, I guess, right?
I think Mum and my sisters have been trying to just scavenge all over the internet for a website that's streaming a game somehow. But the game's on ESPN and stuff. They can stream online and stuff. So they saw them, but I think they have to get up I know last week Miami's game, they had to get up at 5 a.m. to watch it or something online, and yeah, a few of the other games have had to get up at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. So it's tough, but they're just excited to see me out there and see me on the sidelines even. So
are they planning to try and come here and see a game at some point?
I think Mum might have said she might come over at the end of this year just for the Georgia game, I think, and to see me then. So big game then. But I think definitely next year Mum and my sisters and brother and stuff will come over, and yeah, they'll probably stay throughout the season, and hopefully I'll be playing a bit more then. So
what is? I'm just fascinated by you meeting all these guys that grew up here playing football, and you're basically 4 or 5 years into football. I bet you surprised a lot of your teammates, haven't you? Because here you are from Australia, and all of a sudden you're showing up playing college football.
I think so.
It's not. I mean, the basketball thing, as you know, in that country, and basketball from Australia has been very good to Georgia Tech with Luke Schenzer and so forth. But football in that country is not a commodity that people think of in this country.
Not really. Yeah. So I think they were definitely a bit surprised when I first came. I know at the very first few days I was a bit slow into it and stuff, but I think I was just getting comfortable and getting over those nerves and that excitement of actually being here. But yeah, I could tell after the first week of camp they started to accept me a bit more, just because they could start seeing that I was improving day by day. I wasn't getting worse and worse, so that definitely helped. But I think I'm pretty comfortable with all the guys on the team now, and they can kind of see where I'm at and either the potential that I will have or You
introduce any Aussie things to these guys?
Trying to get Mum to send me over some Vegemite and things like that.
Oh, I don't know how well that'll go. What do you think?
I reckon some of them might like it. It just depends. From what I've heard, everyone hates it here, but we'll see.
Adam, great. Thank you so much. Adam Gotsis with us. This is RamblingWreck.com.